guys, Scott Achilles from Swipe Fishing. Just wanted to show a couple of my top lures out here. This right here is a Berkley Flicker Shad number 7, probably the most popular trolling crankbait in the world, period. Nothing touches it. They're just a really durable bait. The price is $4.99 to $5.99 on them, so pretty inexpensive bait, and they just flat out catch fish. The walleyes right now are feeding on crawdads. This is probably the top pattern that you can find. It's their red tiger, but it's basically a crawdad. All the bass guys will know it. It's got gold stripes on it. Nice thing about a flicker shad, it has a really nice roll on it. North 40 has these. They always have them. They're awesome baits. And number 2 is a bait that just came out from Berkley. It hasn't hit the stores yet, but this is a money badger. I was lucky enough to get a few of them ahead of time, and they are straight money. They got a casting disc in the bottom of them, so you can cast them a mile, but they really dive. And so for this time of year where you want an aggressive bait, I do have this one on lead core to get it a little deeper, but they dive pretty deep on their own, and they have some great color pattern. Fusion 19 hooks, they're super sharp hooks. Again, an aggressive crankbait, more aggressive than the flicker shad, and almost as aggressive as the flicker minnow. So right now these are my top 2 baits, with a flicker minnow being a close third. But for right now, I'm really liking this glass perch and can't wait to get some more. They are available at North 40, probably October, November-ish time frame, as soon as we can get them. So check them out. This is a new slow rider that just came out. It's 7 colors and 3 sizes. This one right here is Dorado. It's the one that's been catching fish today. What I like about this swim bait, this paddle tail, has a really slow fall rate. We've been watching on live sonar. It's amazing how long it takes it to fall. So we've actually gone to a 1/4 ounce jig head on that. But you can rig it up with a weighted hook or a lead headed jig, like I prefer to do as a walleye fisherman. This is kind of deal, but it's the only bait that's got us fish today. It's been a tough day fishing, and this is the one that's performed well. Paddle tails are getting to be, just bigger and bigger in walleye fishing, bass fishing, and there's so many out there. Why would you choose this one? Well, it's a very durable bait, great color patterns. We have this one right here, Dorado. We have some silvers. The 64 Buick has been a great color for us out there. Match the hatch. Cryo, another silver one. White with clear metal flake is it's tough to beat. And my personal favorite so far has been the mixed breed, and that's got some yellowish orange and then blue metal flake on the top, and it's imitating perch and crayfish. Been a great bait, and again, very durable. So I'm using, this is the Achilles series rod. It's a 6'5" medium light fire line with a fluorocarbon leader, and it's just a perfect setup for jigging and pitching paddle tails. The most important thing I could tell you about fishing these paddle tails is it seems like just a slow retrieve on these this week has been working really well. Almost reel them in slow like a crankbait. So don't be afraid to try different times. Sometimes they're super aggressive and you can rip them like a jigging rap or glide bait, and there's really no wrong way to fish them. They're a super durable bait. So talk to you a little bit about my favorite jigging lures. And one thing that's made a huge comeback and grown to epic proportions is the glide baits. You have the jigging wraps here, which is the original, and shiver minnows, and many others coming on. Berkley has a Johnny Darter. There's ripping wraps from Berkley. Acme's got some baits. There's a lot of them coming out there. Northland puppet minnow. But I pretty much stick with the jigging wraps and shiver minnows, mainly because I kind of know how they fish. I prefer number 7s, and I kind of match the hatch on these with the jigging wrap side of it. This is a perch pattern, and it's just been great out here. every bait fish is a little different. I find the Jigging Raps do a little better vertical, where the shiver minnows do a little better pitching out. One thing that's a known problem with these baits is losing fish at the boat. So one thing you can do is upgrade the size of the treble hook on the bottom of these. With the shiver minnows, you pretty much have to do it. The Jigging Raps, you can get away with a little better, but still, if you upsize one size greater hook, your success rate of getting them in the boat is just a lot better. Fun, super aggressive bites. The last couple weeks have been 40 and 50 fish days on these. Catch big fish, little fish, perch. It just doesn't matter. They're just a very versatile bait. Just like with my other jigging baits, like to have a fluorocarbon leader. Invisible helps keep the break-offs from the pike. You know, these things are about $8 a piece anymore, so you want to save all that you can. Few tips for these is, number one, it's going to seem like a simple deal, but when you put these away for the day, you're never ever supposed to put a lure on a guide, right? So if you're gonna do that way, make sure you put it on the part of the guide that comes out from the rod, the riser there. But always nose hook these Jigging Raps, because the tail fins break off on these, and you got to send them back for warranty on these, and at $8 a lure. And also when they get caught in nets, be very careful of those fins. So one nice thing about our rod here is we actually have a hook keeper all the way back here, and I can just run that in there like that, and then just reel up, and it's out of the way. It doesn't get caught on the other rods in the rod locker, so that's just a great feature of this Swait rod. The shiver minnows, they have a little more side-to-side action, and actually they fish heavier than you can use a heavier shiver minnow. They just seem to glide a little better. But again, that treble hook is just such a weak link on there. You know, on an $8 bait, it's a good idea, especially if you're tournament fishing or whatever, to get this hook swapped out pretty quick. This kind of crawdad looking to me, so pick that. But there's so many wild colors. One I'd like to show you. There's some new Jigging Raps that came out. I just said I like Jigging Raps to match the hatch, but they got some really cool colors coming out now that maybe the fish haven't seen, and seem to be super durable finish. So I love those Jigging Raps and shiver minnows. Well, guys, those are my top 5 walleye baits. It's an evolving sport. That's one great thing about tournament fishing. You have to kind of keep up with it. These baits are really nothing new, but they've come back with a twist, and for that reason, I feel like you have to have them. And all these products can be found in the description below. Check it out.